ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். There is an important question. Who can be considered as sathkAra yogya SrIvaishnava? In our SrIvaishnava Sampradayam, we have to understand that among SrIvaishnavas there are different levels or different types. A SrIvaishnava is the one who exclusively worships Sriman Narayana and does not worship any other devata like Brahma, Rudra, Indra, Varuna, Skanda, Shakti and so on. Such SrIvaishnavas, they can be classified into three categories. First, sathkAra yogya. Second, sahavAsa yogya. Third, sadhAnubhava yogya. Here yogya means qualified or deserving. The three aspects here are sathkAra, sahavAsa and sadhAnubhava. SathkAra means to be honored. So any SrIvaishnava who has the physical appearance such as Urdhva Pundram, having tilak, SrIvaishnava tilak, having Tulasi mala, lotus mala, if they have the physical appearance, then that is a qualification to be honored by us. Then they also have to have faith in our sampradaya, in our acharya parampara. That is the second quality which is expected in a sathkAra yogya SrIvaishnava. And they are also supposed to be following the instructions of our purvacharyas. They must be willing and ready to follow the instructions of our purvacharyas. These three aspects make a person sathkAra yogya. That is, for SrIvaishnavas, such persons who have the SrIvaishnava appearance, who have the faith in SrIvaishnava Sampradayam and who are ready to follow the instructions of our acharyas, such persons, they have to be honored. For example, when we meet them, we have to welcome them, we have to offer them some water or some prasadam which will comfort them, and we can treat them respectfully. So these are all part of sathkaram. So those who have the physical appearance, who have faith in our purvacharyas, in our sampradayam, and those who are willing to follow our sampradaya principles, instructions. So essentially we are talking about beginners, those who have connection with SrIvaishnava Sampradayam through Panchasamskaram. Such persons, they are known as sathkAra yogyas. So any SrIvaishnava, anyone who is initiated in our Sampradaya, anyone who is having basic faith in our Sampradaya, anyone who is having the intent to follow the instructions of our Sampradaya, they are known as sathkAra yogyas and they have to be treated respectfully. That is the first level. Now second level, sahavAsa yogya. SahavAsa means to remain in the same place. sahavAsa. So here, these are the persons who have the qualities of sathkAra yogya. So they must have physical appearance, they must have faith in our sampradaya, and they must be willing to follow our sampradaya principles. So that is the foundation. On top of that, they also have deeper understanding of our sampradaya principles, and they are following these principles in a day-to-day manner. In their daily life, they are applying these principles, and they must be fully engaged in Kainkaryam. They should not have any materialistic affiliations, and they must be fully engaged in Kainkaryam. Such persons are known as sahavAsa yogya. So they are deserving, they are qualified to be stayed along, we can stay along with them, we can spend a lot of time with them, we can have good satsangam with them, we can honor them, we can offer them prasadam, we can offer them gifts. In this manner, sahavAsa yogyas are one level above sathkAra yogyas. Finally, there is sadhAnubhava yogyas. Sadhānubhava means constantly enjoyable. So these are the personalities who are to be enjoyed by us, their divine form, their qualities, they must be enjoyed by us with great reverence. So these are the personalities who have the qualities of sathkAra yogya, and then they have the qualities of sahavAsa yogya, and on top of that they are also able to inspire others, other SrIvaishNavas in making progress in the sampradayam. They are able to teach others in making progress in the sampradayam. So such personalities who are in the role of an acharya, a mentor, such persons are known as sadhAnubhava yogyas. So such persons, we can enjoy their divine form, we can enjoy their divine qualities, we can sing their glories, we can praise them, we can glorify them, we can serve them, we can find out what is their need and we can try to fulfill their needs. So such persons are known as sadhAnubhava yogyas. Now one thing we have to understand here is these levels are there not to discriminate them, not to put one person as higher and another person as inferior and so on. It is to understand how we should interact with them in a proper manner. So to find out whether a person is sathkAra yogya, sahavAsa yogya or sadhAnubhava yogya, first we have to interact with them, we have to get to know about them, we have to know a little bit more than just superficially about that person. Then only we can determine whether that person is a sathkAra yogya, sahavAsa yogya or sadhAnubhava yogya. Every SrIvaishnava, just based on their physical appearance, their acceptance of our sampradaya principles, they have to be treated as sathkAra yogya and treated respectfully only. After doing satkaram to that SrIvaishnava, we have to find out whether he is sahavAsa yogya or sadhAnubhava yogya and then act accordingly. So this is not to put someone down, but to treat people in the proper manner based on their level of progress in SrIvaishnava Sampradaya. Alvar Emperumanar Jiyar Tirudikale Sharanam, Jiyar Tirudikale Sharanam.